Hey everybody, this is Rich Hanlin with Mortgage Ballers, and we are back at you today, and we've got the talented one and only Tambra Jenkins out of Northern California. She is one of the best for 2023. She has earned it in the middle of a tough economy, and today we have cornered her and find out just exactly how she stays on top. Tambra, thanks for being with me today and finding the time. How are you doing?
Thank you. I'm doing great. One day at a time in this market right now.
Absolutely. You know, Tambra, a lot of people are going to see this. Mortgage Ballers, I think we just hit 17,000 views. We've got over 400 watch hours. More and more people are trying to figure it out. Talk to me a little bit. I always want to ask this question. You're successful year in and year out. I've known you for a while now, all the way back to Answer Home Loans, and you've always been a top producer. You've been in the broker world as long as I've known you. I don't know. Have you ever been outside the broker world or always in the broker world?
Always in the broker world since '05.
Since '05, okay. And then
Yes.
take me through a day. I mean, you wake up in the morning. How do you get your head on straight to do what you do to be a consistent originator and one of the top ones in the nation? How do you do that?
You know, my day consists of constantly thinking loans.
Okay.
I mean, I can't tell you that every single loan, because I do everything myself and I don't hand it off. I know that's probably a lot of people like to hand things off, but for me, my mind works much better when I take a file from start to finish. We're talking relationship building, knowing the family, treating them like they're my own family, being able to talk to them every day.
You do a lot of investors, and one of your investors or somebody challenged you to say, hey, you help me a lot. Why don't you go out and get some investment properties? And I've seen you accumulate, what, 2 properties last year or in the last 2 years?
I've purchased
3, right on.
since in the last couple of years. Yes. So I was like, I kept on doing all these loans for all my investors and, you know, being a single mom and having all these children growing up. Obviously, if I've been doing this for 20 years now, going on 20 years, you can imagine how much time do I have really to put into my own.
Sure. How did you make it through? And how are you keeping your mindset positive, knowing that, well, if you've been since 2005, you've probably seen some different markets, which is to your experience level. But take me through the mentality that it takes to be in this business and not let the rates kick you in the stomach too much.
Oh boy. Well, because of the past that I've had, I made sure that I set myself properly so my overhead's low. I don't have a whole lot of debt. I knew that what comes up has to come down, so I was prepared for it. And but coming into this year, you still have that negative getting up every day, knowing your phone calls have lessened, considerably. And the phone calls that you do get are not necessarily 100% anymore. Typically, you get a phone call, you can get a deal done.
It's and just to ask you, because you said, did you get into the industry in 2005, or is that when you got into the broker side?
In 2005.
What did you do before that?
I owned a salon.
Okay.
So I was in the beauty business.
All right.
And the salon I moved out to Roseville in 2000, and I built a beautiful salon out here in Roseville. And when it opened, the clientele that was coming in were spending tons of dollars in my salon.
How do you immediately start to create yourself to what you are now? I mean, you told us what a day in the life were, but that's a day in a state that you've been in a long time, where you have everybody that knows you. But now you got to go somewhere else, and those investors aren't there anymore. California's been cut off. The earthquake hit, and it floated out to sea like a little island. And now you're in Nevada. Now you're in Wyoming. What do you do to immediately start becoming successful again?
What I would do is I'd get up, put on some a suit, some high heels, and I would just go to each real estate office and start introducing myself. And you have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And you just keep on going make meetings, tell the agent, I want to sit down with you. Can you please, pencil me in? Just give me 5 minutes. That's it. I don't want to sell you anything. I just want to introduce myself. I can work hard for you. I would go to every single real estate office. And that's kind of where you have to be, because the clientele I have are Californians, right? So they're not necessarily purchasing homes where I'd be moving to. So yes, that would be the first thing that I would do is every day I'd put in at minimum 5 hours and go all day long to all those real estate offices, just knock on doors.
Why would we have 150 pages to sign just for one transaction? I mean, they've got to figure out a way to do this better. I'm hoping that changes, because most of it's called fill in or hyperboil, but it's just junk. Just tell me the note, the deed of the trust, and the terms and what I'm paying, and get out of my way. Do we really need the other, 127 pages? And are they there to protect you, or are they there to protect somebody else? That's what I'm always trying to wonder. But what do you think is coming in the next 5 to 10 years?
What do I think? Well,
as
far as the signing goes, I do. Well, you know what? I don't like change that much. So I like the way I do things and the way things are, because I noticed that the more there's technology and easier for clients to do things, is not necessarily, I believe, good for us loan officers all the time. Because it may take away from the one-on-one, getting to personally know them, building that relationship with them. The reason why I had a really good 2023 is because of my relationships I had with my clients.
But how about just your average loan originator? And I don't care if they work for Expert or they work for some other company. Is that something you're open to mentor other people, or have a conversation with somebody that maybe doesn't have that confidence that you do?
I actually love it. I actually gravitated to, I have a lot of young people that I run into, and I tell them about, oh, you should do this, or you should come and work for me, or, just come and try it out. Like if they say, I want to get my real estate license.
If you could talk to all the loan officers out there, whether they're brand spanking new or they've been at it for 25 years, to pass one nugget of knowledge onto them to get more business, specifically around getting more business, what would be that suggestion that Tambra Jenkins would give?
Number one, stay motivated. Each morning every day that you wake up, you need to say, okay, this is what I'm going to do. Who am I going to reach out to today? Keep that always on the top of your mind. Who am I going to call today? Whenever you get a real estate agent that maybe you had a sale with in the past, call that real estate agent. And a lot of people don't think about that on the listing side. If you're representing the buyer, then there's a listing agent. Don't forget that listing agent already knows you from that transaction. So 9 out of 10 times you did a great transaction with them.
Because you have not allowed the market to slow you down. So congratulations on that.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, everybody. What do we say at the end of Mortgage Ballers? We say tune in next time, but until then, stay thirsty, my friends.